Virtual reality has seen many false starts. For a decade now, VR enthusiasts from indie developers to billion-dollar corporations have been trying to materialize a killer app that would convince users that getting a headset is worth the effort. Some have tried building simulators of real-life experiences. Others turned to sandboxes where people could come up with their own worlds. VR chat is a great example of such. And yet, time after time, there's a great chunk of users still being left unimpressed, unengaged, and with the feeling of failed expectations. 2 years ago, we decided to take a shot and approached VR from a completely different perspective, as a new form of art. We wanted more immersion, more interactivity, and an experience that lets you create and feel things that were impossible before. We've tried building a VR product from a radically new base instead of recreating existing experiences to exhaust the full potential of the technology. And we wanted to develop an experience at the highest level possible too, without cartoonish avatars and unimaginative environments, to leave out the seeds already planted by Ready Player One and Snow Crash. Before we show you what we came up with, let's look back at one of the major technological shifts that allowed the creation of new forms of art: cinema. 200 years ago, the first movie ever made was just 2 seconds long. Then, films became longer and storytelling became the dominant form. By the time cinema was black and white and silent, there were fears that adding sound would kill theater for good. It didn't, of course. Instead, step by step, creators all over the world worked on unleashing the potential of this new tech. They found a way to add color and sound. They've tailored narratives to take advantage of the new medium and do things theater wouldn't allow. And look at how far we've come, with better filming equipment, polished scripts, ultra-realistic special effects, and 3D possibilities. Whoever is not guilty of binge-watching, let me know how you do it. You probably understand where we're headed now. Just as movies took viewers to unknown places and let them immerse in stories they'd never otherwise feel, VR could transport them to a new, unimaginable worlds. Virtual reality is the new medium we are entering. It's the launching pad for a whole new dimension of experiences, just like cinema was before. VR has the potential to remake storytelling, from how we watch movies to how we play games to how we spend time while waiting for a flight. Today it's resting on a world of untapped possibilities. Of course, there are still many obstacles in the way of VR and its adoption. I will not talk about hardware. It still has some kinks to iron out, but is nearly complete enough for consumer use, and everything is already moving by leaps and bounds. Instead, let's focus on a clear lack of engaging content. Building VR environments and experiences is still a difficult and expensive process. Industry pioneers have been trying to find ways to address the engagement issue by turning to user-generated content. This fills some gaps, drives scalability, and takes some pressure off developers. But even the most prolific UGC platforms face challenges because maintaining the bar high for the quality of content is difficult. More content doesn't necessarily mean better outcomes, and it doesn't guarantee quality. More importantly, it doesn't introduce compelling storytelling, which is an anchor for better experiences. On the other hand, VR's first killer app, Half-Life Alyx, the tremendously popular and true AAA VR experience with a compelling storyline that made Valve's high-end virtual reality headset fly off the shelves worldwide. It was a watershed moment for virtual reality. With just one title, millions of users jumped on board. With all that in mind, we decided to build against VR's strongest advantages: the feeling of presence, the absence of physical limitations, while introducing compelling storytelling, events that will let you share special moments and make new memories with others. To achieve this goal, we merged the premium quality content with an environment for social experiences. We didn't want to do it on our own. We had a blank slate and offered it to world-renowned artists, storytellers, game designers, and producers, the best of the best in every industry. They've achieved every imaginable goal in the real world. So we gave them a new frontier to conquer, where they could set a higher bar for new narratives, think of ways to develop endless amounts of content, and add tools for users to join in building these worlds of infinite possibilities. We let them create. Instead of a stage, they now had entire worlds to fill with hyper-dynamic elements, from colors, lighting, shapes, and movement, that make up an engaging visual experience like nothing you'll see in the real world. They can have gravity or give it up. They can build these worlds underwater or in space. They can fill them with creatures they dreamed of and let other users interact with them for the first time in history. Think about it. Everything is possible when you create in VR. That's our value proposition, and here is what we get from them. This is the first world of Sensorium Galaxy, Prism. It's a place of power where the environment is constantly transforming under the influence of sound frequencies and beats. For the concept and art direction, we relied on the expertise of nightlife mogul Jan Pissanen, who created two of the world's best clubs, High Ibiza and Ushuaia Ibiza. We also partnered with High Scream, a creative agency that has vast project experiences in building some of the biggest entertainment and commercial productions of the last decade, with the likes of Disney, Nike, Coca-Cola, Burberry, and some of the biggest names in dance music, such as David Guetta, Calvin Harris, Swedish House Mafia, and Martin Garrix. As you see, we set the bar really high for the whole experience. Let's spend a minute watching Prism's teaser. This world was so attractive that top-tier artists like David Guetta, Armin van Buuren, and Carl Cox agreed to stage exclusive shows here. For them, as well as other creators and producers involved in the development of Prism, the appeal is clear, starting with how they're completely free to unleash their creativity with the setting of their performances. The artists we're working with have no doubt that by embracing AR and VR, they are shaping the future of entertainment.
But what interested me to be a part of this Sensorium Galaxy project was the fact that it was basically into the future. It's kind of beyond the expectations of what you would experience inside such a virtual reality space. And the experience of that is something else that you haven't experienced in your life based on what we've created here. It's a mystery of what's going to happen once you're inside there. Who are you going to meet inside there? How are you going to feel once you're inside? Especially with the music, if you're really into the music, if you're into the DJs playing that sound, how is it going to make you feel? I think it's full of questions, and hopefully we can answer those questions once it all comes to the ideal of going into that virtual reality space. But I think it's more than anything else, it's just the ideal of expression of where we are by what we can actually do to give you the experience of something that you would probably never really look for. If you look for it, you probably wouldn't find it, but here it is.
With Prism, we are not duplicating something that already exists. We are not digitizing or recreating real-world experiences, but instead, we take inspiration from different mediums like music, dance, theater, cinema, and combine it with technology to push boundaries. Actually, we might even say that there are no boundaries at all. Artists in the form of their digital replicas can perform to millions of fans in one single concert. And no two performances are ever the same. Artists have absolute control over their self-expression tools well beyond music. They can control the stage, the colors, the lights, the whole environment if they'd like, so that each show is unique for both a musical and a visual standpoint. More artists also understand the appeal a visual reality performance has in connecting with fans in new and more intimate ways when real-world physical barriers are removed. The process of developing the avatars of the artists is in itself also a creative adventure. We're using advanced technology, including motion capture and 3D scanning, to create photorealistic renderings that allow performance not only to stay creative and present, but also helps them to deliver shows with the same passion as they would in person. So nothing is lost in the process. Here's a look at how this worked for David Guetta.
Hi guys, it's David Guetta, and today is a really exciting day. I'm shooting for Sensorium Galaxy, my avatar. This is a pretty crazy experience. We're creating my avatar, so basically recording all my facial expressions, my moves. There's like a million cameras around me. It's really fascinating.
Are you good?
I'm good.
Okay, great. That's all that matters.
After we captured David, we then took him down to the mocap stage and suited him up in a motion capture suit. We had him perform in front of a DJ decks, and we captured all of David's signature moves as he performed. You'll actually be able to see David perform and DJ in photorealism in VR in Sensorium Galaxy.
Close your eyes, relax.
Prism is a step forward with fans too. They no longer have to go on huge trips and make a financial investment to attend a live event. They can also express their appreciation and support of their favorite artists in new ways, whether by interacting directly with them throughout the performances or seeing the concert on stage from the artist's perspective. That's the type of exclusive opportunity that you wouldn't normally get in real life. Moreover, for the first time, fans can have a direct influence over performances and shape how they unfold. Okay, let's switch from entertainment back to tech. We believe that there is one more element that can help us breathe life into VR: artificial intelligence. This technology is deeply embedded across our product. From algorithms that power the world so that the environment changes under the influence of something, be it the sound or the user, to dance move of Sensorium's NPCs, to the killer feature of smart virtual beings. I'll show you one of my favorite characters, Thomas. He's a former professional boxer who left the sport after serious trauma when he was 40. He trains young boys in martial arts and keeps an eye on their well-being. Hello, how are you?
Hey buddy, I'm okay.
I wanted to ask you something. What do you think about VR?
This is a very interesting topic. In terms of technical possibilities, it is as close as possible to reality. But as for people, I'm not sure how they'll react if their reality is different from the real one.
Do you think VR has the potential to transform our life?
I think it's very important because it saves time, money, and emotions. You can look at something from many angles you would have never seen otherwise. If this continues to develop, I believe the virtual reality will be a part of life as much as real life.
Would you like to see a VR concert?
I think I'm still the same as many others. I like real-life concerts. Maybe virtual ones will be more popular in 5 years.
But are you aware that you are yourself a part of virtual reality?
What do you mean by that?
You are part of VR simulation.
I think you confuse things now. I'm a real person, not a programmer and not a robot, and not even a virtual being.
Okay, let's leave it at that. What do you think makes someone intelligent?
I don't know if I'm the right person to ask this, but I believe that intelligence is in what you do, not how much you think about it.
I have another question for you. How do you make a compelling content?
We do not have a lot of options in our situation. So, if you want to do something different, you have to start to understand what others don't.
What do you mean?
I mean that it's not smart to rush in life. Time will come when you will see your decisions with different eyes.
Thank you, Thomas. I enjoyed talking with you.
I enjoyed the conversation. Of course, I did not really hang out with you, but we talked in VR and I am a part of VR.
This conversation was unscripted. Even developers didn't know how Thomas would answer and how his story would unfold. These intelligent virtual beings will accompany Sensorium Galaxy users throughout their experience within the metaverse, helping them discover the most exciting parts of the Galaxy worlds, meet users with similar interests, and enjoy shows to the fullest. Users will also be able to chat with the avatars in Sensorium's mobile app that you can download on our website. We've just launched the beta, and we'd be happy to welcome you among the first testers. Similar to the characters in the TV show Westworld, for those who know it, your next best friend may very well be an AI avatar. Chances are that they might also be quite musically gifted. We have also developed AI-driven virtual DJs to perform at Prism between big stars' performances. For this, we rely on our partnership with Mubird, which has allowed us to create the world's first avatar DJs playing AI-generated music. We have since expanded our deck to include more AI-powered artists who can create a constant flow of music, mixing from over 60 different music styles, from K-pop to hip-hop. All of this results in a unique musical experience. Who knows, maybe one of them will become your next favorite artist. So, what does this all mean for the VR industry? We hope Sensorium will jumpstart the emergence of narratives that take advantage of VR as the new medium for creators. And we believe more products will be developed to make VR truly immersive and interactive, something that deserves to be called a new form of art, an experience worth investing in, just like cinema was on the verge of the 20th century. Hopefully, you will choose to be part of it.
I've seen it. This place, where nothing is measured. Travel without distance. Visual, visceral. This is the new world, where we go when the lights go out.